Hey gang, Spacetime Badass here. So I know it's been a while since I've made a video, and that's because I have recently gotten another job, and it was supposed to be part-time, but it's actually, they've been working me for more than full-time hours, so I've been working more than 40 hours a week, so it's been hard to get a video out. I know I've gotten a few subscribers since then, so especially I'm sorry to you guys that it's been so long, in fact. I want you guys to know that it does affect me. When I see the little blip up there saying I got a new subscriber, it really makes me happy, and when I get a comment, I mean, it has the same effect. So I want you guys to know that it does affect me, and you are giving your subscription to someone who really appreciates it, and hopefully I can affect you in a similarly positive way. So, I also know I need to make another video about Silene capensis, and I'm going to do that as soon as I possibly can. I just want it to be a really good video, and I want it to be like all-encompassing of Silene capensis or African dream root, everything that you need to know about it, because when I searched for it on YouTube it was really frustrating. There's like 1 or 2 videos, but not a whole lot of information. So I really want to have that out there for anyone who's like me, searching for that sort of thing. So basically, I just wanted to say a lot of those things, and I think I'm just gonna kind of ad-lib here a little bit about structured religion. Not really my beefs with it, but how I think that not necessarily a neutral path, but a path free of very firm structured religious beliefs is a more applicable approach. Now, I'm not trying to, make anyone angry. I'm not disrespecting anyone, and I always I always disrespect your beliefs. No, I always respect other people's beliefs, or lack thereof. And trust me, I'm absolutely the last person you'd ever have to worry about trashing your beliefs. That being said, I mean, I don't have the last word on any of this, so leave it in a comment. Comment if you hate it, if you like it, whatever. And I don't see why we can't have a disagreement, as long as we are really respectful to each other. Respect is such an important thing, and not a lot of people know how to treat others with respect anymore. So let's try to uphold our own beliefs of respect accountable here. So basically, since the dawn of time, man has looked up at the great expanse and wondered what's out there. And now we can kind of explore that a little bit more. And so now we have a lot of answers to a lot of questions that we had used religion to answer previously. Now, I'm not speaking about science as a completely big replacement for religion. In fact, I'm very much against that. But I think that since we have a lot more of these answers now, we're living our lives based on facts more, and our beliefs based on facts more, and then I think it's time for us to really take a look at our organized, structured belief systems and pick those apart and figure out what we can keep and what we can get rid of. Now, anyone who watches this channel knows that I am a pretty spiritual person. Not religious. There's not really any other way to explain it. Not New Age, but it's a very it's just a very stereotypical way of explaining what I'm going to explain to you. So basically, it's like, oh no, I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. I'm so hip. No. I mean, it's sad, but it's kind of true that I feel that way. Not about the hipness, but I mean, I do feel spiritual, not religious. So, like, anyone who watches this channel knows that I do believe in this unifying force in the universe, and, I don't think that anyone can know, one way or another what that is. I mean, it could be anything. It could be a god. Yeah, it could be a god. It could be nothing. It could be a principle that we just haven't figured out yet, just this unifying theory for everything, and we're a part of that. It could be that the universe itself is a sentient being, which is what I gravitate to a little bit more, and as a part of the universe we have this consciousness that we share. So it could be anything, could be nothing, we don't know. And so the reason that religion comes into play here is because religion tells you definitively what you can never know. You'll get this book and it'll say, this is what is true. And if you do all of these things and none of these things, then when you're dead, when you're dead, you'll get what you want. And ultimately, I think that any logical human being could look at that and say that that's very flawed. Anything that paints a picture of black and white is just not true to the human condition. Now, we should all know by experiencing life as long as we have that nothing's black and white. It's all a big gray area. It's all perspective. It's all what I make of it, what you make of it. Nothing truly exists outside of the parameters of interpretation. Aside from, like, what? Mathematics? That's about the only thing. I mean, everything else just kind of, it's what you make of it. And mathematics is the language of the universe. So overall, since mathematics is what can't really be interpreted, it's either right or wrong, language of the universe, that's probably about the only thing that we could consider a true God at this point. That's all we have proof for. But no, it's all a big gray area, and it's not true to the human condition, and it's not fair to humans. It's not fair to everyone else. It's not fair to yourself to live your life based on texts written thousands of years ago that tell you not to live your life. And I think that really just inhibits freedom, and like government is a thing that we're gonna eventually outgrow. Not that we ever really, I don't know how we grew into government, because most of the human existence has been without government. But moving right along, I just inherently don't understand why someone would limit themselves, because we do have such a short time on this earth. We are very, very fragile. It just takes a slip. Honestly, it takes 1 second, and you could slip and you could hit your head and completely be dead, just because you lost your equilibrium. And I think to live your life any way other than how you choose to live it, how you would want to live your life, is unfair to you. And I think that any creator, if it is a creator, if it's a God, what have you, I think that we're all a part of that creator. And any creator who would create us surely understands free will, because they would have given it to us. And anything that would punish you for using your free will is not logical. And if something could create us, then this thing has lived for millennia, more than that, eternity. It's lived forever, and it's had enough time to understand that if we give it free will, it's going to do what it wants, and you can't punish it for that, because it's all a learning experience. All of life is just one big learning experience. It's trial and error, hit and miss. And I think that if a God does exist, then it's a God completely unlike any God that's ever been conceived on paper, ever. And I think that God wouldn't communicate with us truly, and not in any way that isn't through meditation or some other altered state. And I don't think that it would be very plainly communicated, whereas it would say, this is wrong, this is bad, do not do this. It would be more personal. The only way to find God, I think, is within, because we're a part of God. Don't look to these other sources. Look within and find what you believe, and feel out what is real to you. So yeah, that's a lot of it, honestly. Any logical being that would create someone just couldn't punish them for being who they are. Again, I do believe in the unifying force. I do believe that when we die, that isn't quite the end. So, don't take it all so seriously here. It's just one man's opinion. I think that it's really important that we do look within, so that we can grow as a race, and kind of weed out a little bit more of this violence and a little bit more of what makes the world so hard today. Because religion is just another one of those systems that we're operating on that is a little bit, I don't want to say outdated, but it's not perfect yet. it's just not perfect yet. And I think that one day we are going to live in a world where we have matured enough to realize that it's not worth fighting about. It's not worth dying over. It's not worth being separate. And until we have a time where we can talk about this openly without anyone getting offended or upset or starting a fight or an argument, once we get to that point, that's just one step closer to where we need to be. In order for any of us to survive long enough to maybe find the answer in this dimension about, what comes after death, in order for us to figure that out, we're going to have to be one government, one people, one planet. So, thanks for watching. I'm Spacetime Badass. Rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me all your mean stuff down there. Thanks.